Have you ever wondered what it's like to do the Great Loop, live on a boat, maybe sail the seven seas? Yar. Well, here's your opportunity as we kind of do it for you. Um, we had always wondered until about a year ago when we bought a boat, much larger than any that we had sailed before. And since then, well, it's changed a lot. We opted to sell our 1896 Methodist church building that renovated into a home, and instead transition to living on a boat. This left me October 1st without a job and October 12th without a home. Oh yeah, those stairs are made out of all the pews from the church. And there she is, fully locked and loaded, ready to go. Yep. I mean, who needs 6,000 square feet of room when you've got 300? You know, why not? But you know, the view is a little bit better. So living on a boat is a little bit like living in that little Willy Wonka room where everything is much smaller than you would imagine it should be. Like our washing machine and some of our children. Oh wait, no. And our kids are thrilled about their newest accommodations. So if you want more information on why we're doing what we're doing or what we're doing, you can go to Rose Farms, ROSEA, like a fine wine, farms.com. And we'll have just an explanation of what a Sabbath year is and what we're trying to accomplish with it, why I'm homeless, and why I don't have a job. So, yeah, just in case you're interested. Bye! Oh, and here we are at our second day on the boat with a wonderful, yeah, with our wonderful, kicking it off with an American tradition of, oh yeah. So here we go. One of the interesting complications of living on a boat is water access. Ironically, the old saying, water, water everywhere, but probably I shouldn't drink it out of Lake Michigan. Um, so we have an 80-gallon tank on the boat that we have to fill. And you would think, man, 80 gallons is a lot of water. And we go through it really quick, like 2 to 3 days. And then we have water jugs for drinking out of, that we fill up, and um, then we're able to, like, fill water bottles and things like that out of it. So it's just kind of an interesting dynamic that I had not thought about, that you're on the water, but there's water scarcity in some regards due to clean drinking water not being as accessible. We do have emergency water filter if we ended up needing to, but again, that doesn't necessarily get out all the chemicals. Um, so, but yes, one of the joys last night, the winds were whipping, and they were between 30 and 40-mile-an-hour gusts. I mean, just everything on the boat was humming and whistling and moving. So, yeah, it's kind of exciting. So, there we go. All right, it's actually calmed down a little bit. See, the boat is leaning, and it is whipping it around. Oh, faceplant. One of the joys of taking it slow on a boat is getting to enjoy all the local stuff. So we ducked out for a day to hit the Warren Dunes, and it's coming. Good morning, Vietnam. Well, day 3 here on the boat. Last night again, 30 to 40-mile-an-hour winds. They calmed off as we finally went to bed, and gently rocked us to sleep. Yes, to all the creaking and groaning noises of the boat. So It was all good, but this morning it's looking hopeful. It's calmed down. The waves have kind of flattened out. We're hoping that tomorrow or Sunday we can hit Chicago. So the part that we've spent the most time concerned about is actually crossing the lower part of Lake Michigan, because when the wind comes out of the wrong direction, it's rough down here. It is literally like an ocean at times. Huge rollers and just massive waves. So, I mean, it's got a couple 100 miles to build some steam. So, we are hoping that Chicago is in our near future. Today's a planning day, so we're going to get out there and plan it up. So, good times. We'll keep you up to date. And here we have, it's laundry day. Oh yes, so got the little laundry hooked up, the salad spinner to somewhat dry it out. And yep, we're just gonna get a little bit of laundry done in tight spaces. So we had part of the day off today and decided that instead of like doing boat preparation and stuff, we would just continue to enjoy local things. Kids love Michigan City, and they love the zoo and the parks, the beach, the lighthouse, and fishing here. So we opted to go to the zoo today. Michigan City Zoo was started by the local firefighters accepting injured and exotic rescued animals. And it kind of just grew from there. So it's a lovely little zoo, and they're working on some really great renovations. So highly recommend Michigan City. Oh wow, yeah. Neil Armlong. Oh, this is I think it one-ups the corporate world saying you can't beat the view from the top. Day 4, we said goodbye to friends, family in Michigan City, and we headed out. I actually took the boat because the weather was not ideal, still 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, and the family drove to Chicago, and I spent the next 5.5 hours taking a beating. So good times, good oldies. All's well that ends well, until you, unless of course, find out that the Parks Department is parked in the space you're supposed to be in, and so you have to ad-lib and find a different one.
It is, and as you see, it's coming in nice and slowly, walking on it, coming in, nice. Easy, taking it, the walking on it. See the walking on Tiny? That's tired. He's walking on some stuff, so will be. I'm taking the video so you can remember, but we're walking on it all. It's tired.
Beautiful end to a really rough day. Man, I got my butt handed to me today by Lake Michigan. I mean, like, knocked my light off, broke free kayak. It threw a 65-pound battery that was strapped down to the deck, off the deck, and it is gone. But you know what? The sail is still there. Drawers opened, and you gotta love the paper towels. They decided to unravel themselves amid all of the shaking. Oh my goodness.
I can't really see this.
The thought that went through my head is this is like Evander Holyfield beating Mike Tyson but losing his ear. It's like he won, but did he really win? But we made it. Hopefully my last crossing of Lake Michigan. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
So there were certain things that made it. Emmett's pencils managed to not fly off his shelf.
This metal bin.
The little metal, and most importantly, the pineapple upside down cake managed to stay on the seat the entire time.
We're moving to Chicago. Chicago! Chicago!
5 aboard the Resolute, and today was the day that we got to kind of plan ahead. We drove ahead to kind of see what some of the harbors were going to be like, and we got to find one that would work for us for a few days down the road. So that was exciting, and today we went out and got a replacement battery.
It's like it's a tank.
That is kind of fun.
Water instead of.
All right, so I'm going to try and do a 30-second breakdown on what makes it rough when you're out on big waves. The first is wave height, okay? But wave height is particularly rough when the wave period is short. So a 4-foot wave that only has, and a period is like from the top of the crest of one wave to the next, or trough to trough. So when you have short wave periods, like a second, our boat struggles because if it's 1 second in between the tops of the waves and they're 4-foot waves, it means wave gets about halfway down our boat, lifting up the boat before the front begins to smash through the top of the next one. When we have longer, 3 or 4 seconds, you actually get big rollers and the boat can just smoothly go up and over them. All right. So height plays into it, but I find that the wave period almost makes for the rougher ride. The wave height's just how scary that roughness becomes. As you're tipping up and down. So the last one is wind direction. As the wind shifts direction, so yesterday it came out of the west, it got easier the closer to Chicago we were, but also shorter wave periods, but also shorter waves. Coming out of the northwest now, it's going to begin driving bigger waves and crisscrossing them with the waves that have been driven up over the last couple of days. So you get a confused sea. So now you're getting hit from multiple directions by waves. There was a little bit of that yesterday when we left, but it was not nearly as bad as some other times that we've been out on Lake Michigan. So when you're getting hit from multiple directions, it's almost impossible to have a smooth ride. So, yep. So we made that decision because tomorrow they're predicting 15-foot seas north of Michigan City as the wind picks up, and they're having sustained 30 mile an hour with 40 mile an hour gusts. It's what it's supposed to be. Right now, it's nice and smooth.
Good morning! It's day 6 on the Resolute.
All right, here we are, day 6. Brian, thank you for pointing out we keep calling it the boat. It is the Resolute, and it has become a part of who we are to be resolute in this trip so far, especially with as little background as we have. And Cindy, thank you for letting us know that the website was not up and running. There's an issue with Google, and hopefully that will be fixed here soon. We're waiting on a postcard from them. So they don't like address of a boat. So anyway, thank you and enjoy day 6.
Well, we are in our final preparations for getting ready to leave Chicago today. And right now, Simeon is putting up the fender boards, which are these boards with the buoys. Hi, Owen.
So today we made a run from Chicago Harbor through the lock there, which is only 2 feet.
That's right. Made
it to the lock. Which was kind of a fun introduction for our kids to locks. Then we went through Lockport, which was 37-foot drop. Yep, we got a pretty good drop, almost 30 feet. Owen's got it. See, it's going down. Woo! That's right. Putting them to work while I sit in the heat. That was a little more adventurous. The kids enjoyed that. And we ended up here in Joliet. In the process, unfortunately, due to bad leadership on my part, I didn't stick to the plan and paid the price. So I busted our extended trolley motor. So my bad, and we'll have to get it fixed. We're gonna maybe hang out here for a day, and I'll run over to Menards and we'll get it back up and running. So it makes leaving dock much easier. But man, let me just say, we are loving the fall colors. Bada boom! Day 7. Yes, we have survived a week aboard the Resolute. There we go. We're in Joliet, and this really cool mural with like integrated like part of the bluff into it. But it's really neat. The kids are really enjoying. Anyway, it's a fun little city. Nice parks. So we spent a lovely day exploring the local parks, playing on the playgrounds, including the zip line, and teaching the kids to fish. Oh yes, it was good times. I can't fish because I don't have a license, but they all are underage, so they can. So we taught many different skills while we were out and about, and it was a fun time on an absolutely gorgeous day. Emmett managed to catch the largest goldfish I have ever seen in my life, and he then insisted that we eat it. It was interesting, a little fishy, but you know, not too bad. Waste not. Enjoying the day out and about. We used the nice weather to wrap up some projects. We had some beaver furs in the freezer, and instead of throwing them out, decided to finish tanning them. Also worked on the trolley motor, took the bus up to Menards, got the parts needed, and the kids did postcards.
What you guys doing?
We're writing postcards and normal cards.